Hi, everybody. It's Shelly down in the Dale. I want to start off with I'm 60 years old. I am 5'5". I started this Manjaro journey on August 24th, 2025 at 2.5 milligrams of Manjaro as I'm a type 2 diabetic. And I started the Manjaro because my A1C was 7.3. That is why I decided to start Manjaro. My doctor or the nurse practitioner was very happy to prescribe it, even though I had to actually ask for it. She was worried about my A1C and she wasn't offering any solutions. And just before she was going to leave, I said, "What about Manjaro?" So I was on 2.5 for 8 weeks. And then I have been on 5 milligrams of Manjaro since, let me tell you, since October 19th, 2025. Today, when I'm recording this, is Sunday, February 15th, 2026. And like I said, I started at 287. Last week, I had my biggest loss in quite some time since November. I lost 2 pounds. But today, I had gained the 2 pounds back. Oh, that's okay though. It's fine. So my weight today was 255.5. I wasn't tracking much all week. I know I didn't drink enough water. So it was just a lot of things that I feel helped me gain 2 pounds. I like to track it. I have this app on my phone called Me Again, which is a app where you can track your shots and track your food. It's great because you can take a picture and it estimates how many calories. It seems to know exactly what is in there. Sometimes you have to tweak it, but generally I don't. But like I said, I have not been doing that religiously like I have been in the past. At a doctor's appointment this past week, my A1C, my beginning A1C was 7.3. After 3 months on Manjaro, my A1C came down to 5.8. And this week, my A1C was 5.7, which is one little point one away from normal because it still shows up as abnormal. All my other markers, except for my triglycerides, they were a little high, were perfect. Perfect. They were all in the green, which is where they should be. And that's fantastic. And she was very happy with that. But, triglycerides can come from a lot of different things. It was Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my birthday. And I've been eating a lot of carbs. I know I have. So that helps too. And butter, butter, butter on everything. That all helps bring those triglycerides up. So I'm back to trying not to eat as much bread, although there's carbs and a lot of other things. But I that first 3 months, I don't think I ate any bread whatsoever. I mean, I was eating other carbs. I try not to buy bread because I could just eat toast for dinner and that would be fantastic. But that's not how it's been. I've just been eating sandwiches or I've had bread with toast with my eggs in the morning at home on the weekend during the week or I'll make a breakfast sandwich and take it to work. So we're trying different things. Right now in the oven, I have some baked um, oatmeal, a little baked oatmeal casserole. It has bananas in it and cinnamon, eggs. Um, it says to use coconut milk for the liquid, but I actually whizzed up some cottage cheese and used that instead. We'll see how that goes. It, you know, what else is in it? I put a little I called for chocolate chips, but I had butterscotch and I like oatmeal scotchies, so I put some of that in there. A little shredded coconut on top too. So we'll see how that goes. I know that's not the best, but it sounds good. And I won't eat it all the time. I'm just making it today. It's the first time I've made baked oats. Have you made baked oats? I always see them on TikTok and online, Instagram, stuff like that. Let me know if you've made some and what's your favorite flavor combinations because there's so many different ways you can do it. So let's get into what else I wanted to talk about today. And like I said, so I'm up 2 pounds. Some weeks the scale drops, Some weeks the body holds water. Some weeks it taps the brakes. So it's just something that happens to everybody and it happens all the time and it's very up and down. But as long as we keep losing or just staying steady, no more gains. I'm still showing up. I'm taking my medicine. We'll see what happens next week. So I was reading, I like to read articles during the week and see if there's one that I can talk about here. And the one that I found this week is about fiber. So I read about foods that are absolute fiber powerhouses, not diet food, not sad food, real food that helps make your body run better. And fiber is good for that constipation that you can get on the GLP-1s. One of my favorite side effects. It's really the only one that I really have. I don't have very many. Once I was nauseous, and and I did not throw up though. I haven't had diarrhea. Oh, this is such a fun talk this week. Anyway, fiber helps fullness, blood sugar control, digestion, and even the health of your gut bacteria. Gut bacteria, that's such a 2000 word. Instead of panicking about a bump up on the scale, I can ask, am I feeding the system that makes fat loss easier? Here are a few foods that stood out. Black beans, those are great. They're great for fiber, lead to better insulin sensitivity and lower inflammation. Almonds, which I don't really like all that much. Almonds are good for cholesterol, blood pressure, and steady blood sugar. Chia seeds, which I never used to like, but I love them now. I like making a chia pudding for breakfast. And again, there are 8 billion different combinations you can make on that. My favorite that I've made recently is a lemon blueberry one. I made a peanut butter chocolate one also, and a caramel apple one. Oh, that one was really good too. But, but, chia seeds are tiny but loaded. They can help with regularity, another good one, and heart health. You just have to soak them first. That I get them sometimes. I have these granola bars that I like, a Michigan company called Cooper Street, and they are really good. But they have chia seeds in them, and I hate. There's not a lot in there, but they're nice and crunchy. I don't like the crunchy so much. Passion fruit is another fiber festival of food with vitamins and antioxidants to help you along. Artichokes. Artichokes bring fiber plus nutrients that support heart and liver health, and they're lower in calories than a lot of starchy sides. I never had an artichoke until I moved to California, and oh my gosh, I would buy them anytime I was in Oxnard, California, because there were so many farm stands out there. But I mean, they were great in the grocery store too, and I will buy them here. But you want to get one that feels kind of heavy, and then you need to snip the top of each of the leaves that have the little spiny thing on it and trim the bottom part of it. And then you steam them generally, or you can like cut them in half and put them on the grill. Those are so good. I had the best artichoke of my life in Rome, Italy. We went to the same restaurant twice just because I wanted that artichoke again. They're really good. They're I like buying the canned artichoke hearts though because sometimes getting to those artichoke hearts is such a pain in the patukas. Another favorite fiber-filled food are avocados. Those things are amazing. They have fiber plus the kind of healthy fat that helps cholesterol instead of hurting it. Avocados are so good. They're good on eggs in the morning. They're good on salads for lunch or dinner. They're good on sandwiches, like a turkey sandwich with avocado is amazing instead of like mayonnaise. So good. So here's what I love about these fiber rich foods. None of them scream punishment, they scream support because they help you. It's not about eating less food, it's about eating smarter food. So if my weight bumps up a little this last week, I'm fine. My body is adjusting. Maybe it's water, maybe it's hormones, maybe it's Sunday being Sunday. Who knows? Could also have been the ice cream I had last night, but that was really good too. But if I keep improving what goes in my body, I will get the results that I'm looking for. Sure, I will. And I'm playing the long game. I'm not just here for immediate weight loss. Oh, that would be nice. That banana, baked banana, no, the baked oatmeal. Oh my gosh, the baked oatmeal smells so good right now. I put a ton of cinnamon in it too. That's what I'm smelling. Anyway, so I'm playing the long game. I'm not here just for a quick weight loss. Calm consistency beats emotional chaos every single time. Yep. So, week 25 in the books. I'm still learning. I'm still moving forward. That brings me to this week's California story. And we're doing a part two of last week. Last week's California story was how I made it to California, why I ended up from Michigan to California. And if you remember, I went from Michigan to New York to California. I never thought I would live in California ever in my life. I kind of wanted to live in Los Angeles when I was a kid. Well, maybe in high school, thinking I wanted to live in a bigger city because the town I'm from was 12,000 people. Now it's 8,000. When I moved away, it was 1988, and there were 12,000 people here. It's crazy. So I forgot some of the fun bits of the story of how I moved there, or my first few days there, really. Getting around LA was huge. It's like 469 square miles, the city of Los Angeles, and it's really weird because there's certain pockets within Los Angeles that are not Los Angeles. Like Burbank is not part of Los Angeles, but Van Nuys and North Hollywood, which are right next to it. Is North Hollywood part of Los Angeles? I don't remember. But Van Nuys is right there, right next to it, and that is. Glendale's not part of Los Angeles either, the city of Los Angeles. They're their own. Burbank and Glendale are their own city. I think North Hollywood is. I don't know. I don't know. But anywho, I'm going to put some pictures of the best map if you live in Los Angeles before GPS. You know this map. It's called the Thomas Guide. It's like a huge, really thick book of maps of LA, and they pare it down into just teeny tiny street. Like one page is like a few city blocks, and it has a index where you look for your street, and then it tells you what page it's on, and then that particular street has a number and a letter, and then you find that number and letter where they correspond, and there's your street that you're looking for. It was amazing. Anyway, so the first day that I was in Los Angeles, I went to work for the day. I was staying with my boss and her family for the first month while I looked for my own place because Warner Brothers did not pay for me to move to Los Angeles. That's fine. And I was really grateful that I was able to stay with them. They had a little bit of money and had bought a house in Bel Air, California. That Bel Air where that Fresh Prince is from. It was a great house too. It was crazy because they had all these beautiful antique furniture and it was like a modern house, so it looked like some sort of museum. It was weird. Uh, so my boss, she's at home that day. She calls me and said, "Hey, I went to the grocery store, but I could not find Hellman's mayonnaise. Can you stop and get me some Hellman's?" Sure, I can do that. So I stopped at Ralph's. I found a Ralph's and stopped there on the way home. It's like out here, it's Kroger stores. They're owned by Kroger's. So I go to Ralph's, I go to the mayonnaise aisle, and I can't find Hellman's either. But I see this packaging that looks exactly like Hellman's, and I pick it up. It's Best Foods. I turn it around, and it says, known as Hellman's, east of the Rockies. I don't know why she couldn't figure that out herself because seriously, the packaging is exactly the same. So I got that. I'm trying to find her house. I did not have my Thomas guide yet because it was my first day that I was there and I had no idea. I just had little directions on paper that I had printed out. I I'm sure we had the internet then. I don't remember. It was what? 1990, no, 1994. Oh yeah, 1994. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't remember this. I moved to California the November after that big huge earthquake. So it was 1994. I don't know if there was internet. There probably was. I don't remember. Um, well, we had email, so there had to be. I'll be dumb. So anyway, I'm trying to find her house with mayonnaise in tow and whatever stuff I had in my car that I was driving across the country with. I think I had a television in there. Maybe. I don't remember. In case I found an apartment and I didn't have my furniture because my furniture was not coming until the end of the year. Their furniture was not being delivered until like New Year's Eve day. No. Yeah, New Year's Eve day, December 31st. Anywho, long story, long story. So I'm driving around trying to find her street in Bel Air and I just cannot find it. And I come upon the Bel Air Country Club. So I go up to the security guard. And mind you, this is a Monday. I've spent my entire life on the East Coast in East Coast time zone. The guy is watching Monday Night Football at 6:15 p.m. on a Monday. And I have no idea. Oh, I'm like, how are you watching Monday Night Football? It doesn't even start until 9 p.m. And he looks at me like, lady, you're stupid. He's like, on the East Coast. It's live here. I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense now. I loved that about California because all the college football games were earlier. I mean, every one except ones on the East or the West Coast. Sometimes those did start later, but generally all the sports was done for the day. And then like the Academy Awards, I worked at a film studio. That's like a holiday for us. We would get out of work. It was on Mondays when I started there. We would get out of work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 or 2, depending on your boss. And so we could go to parties or just go home to watch it because traffic was horrible. You did not want to, I did not live near Hollywood anyway. Well, it was just over the hill, but I would not go anywhere there. I was living in Van Nuys at that time, and I had some friends that I would go to their houses for, to watch the Oscars. But that was fantastic because the Oscars started at 5 p.m. on Mondays. And like I said, we had the afternoon off. And they'd be done by like 8, 9 o'clock, depending on how long they went on. That was lovely. I could be home asleep by 10 p.m. It was wonderful. That was just my favorite thing. I hated it when they moved the Oscars to Sunday because then we didn't get the day off anymore because we were already off. Anyway, that's my California story, part two of moving to California and my first day there. So this week, 2 pounds up. I'm okay. I'm getting along with it. Just moving on. Done and dusted. I hope you had a good week. Let me know what you guys are doing in the comments. Like and subscribe. And I will see you next week, hopefully with some different news. I mean, better news than, oh, it's not awful. I'm still good. And dang, that oatmeal smells so good. Ah, I cannot wait. I think, well, I haven't had lunch. It's 2:39. I have not had lunch, so I'm going to have to try a piece for lunch. That's what I have for lunch today. Mom and I went out for breakfast this morning. That was good. I had a Western omelet. That is what I had for breakfast. My nephew was there at the same time. That was really nice to run into him. So my mom had breakfast with her grandson and great grandson and one of my nephew's friends and his daughter. So we had a really nice time. And that's all. Bye bye now.